Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! Let's do it.
Okay. Hey, family. I'm just checking out some things. I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm still on the audio, not on visual. That's by choice, you guys. I'm still checking out some things, doing some, making sure that all of our apps and stuff are playing and doing things of that nature. But I'm feeling some kind of way. So I just came on. I know we early. And I'm glad that you guys came in. Thank you. You can go ahead and share the live. We're going to talk a little bit. Like I said, I'm feeling some kind of way. I actually just finished watching the video. And people may say, well, SP, why you didn't watch it before? I had heard it was horrific. I had heard it was inhumane. I had heard a lot of things. And I didn't want to watch it. I already, I just did not want to watch it. And I'm just unbelievable hurt how I heard the young man scream for his mother. And he's just, mom. But so we're going to talk. It's easier to talk when you see it for yourself. Then you know what the heck you're talking about. And instead of somebody's explaining their emotions and their feelings. And I'm just devastated. I mean, I'm out of freaking words. Exactly, Cherie. I wish I hadn't watched it. Because, like I said, you see, I'm sitting here trying to put some things together and I can't. And, and then there's people got their channels, YouTube and TikTok, and then they're saying this and they're saying that. And I can see why the father is really mad. The father, some people say, he's the stepfather. He's the father. Because you know what? He's right next to mama. He's holding her up like a man's supposed to do. And I'm so proud to see a black man right there with his family. He ain't running, he ain't hiding, he ain't did nothing. And he's speaking up and he's protecting her. And I'm just right. I'm just, that makes me proud to, like some things make me embarrassed. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Being African American, I'm embarrassed. And because of how we behave. But this is a very big embarrassment this is a black eye for African Americans. I'm gonna just be honest. And I understand now why the mom says, I'm gonna pray for you. I understand why she's like, you embarrassing your family, I mean, you did a lot of damage. They did a lot of freaking damage. She says, yes, Sanja says, that's how I felt. I felt some kind of way and didn't know where to hold in my feelings. I was lost of words. I am lost of words. Like I said, I seen pieces and I seen parts and stuff, and I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it, but I know sooner or later I had to. And I just said to myself, I'm in the middle of processing, gonna do my hair. So I took my hair down and all this other stuff. And then I'm gonna put some more braids back in my hair. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna show my face anyway. So let me go ahead and look at it while I think about, what I'm gonna do. And I just sat here. And I can't believe, but I now understand what the heck happened, because I wanted to know. I even asked the father, why did they pick this young man? Why did they pick this child? What was it? Was it drugs? Was it a woman? Because I heard it was a woman. And he was like, no, because boom, boom, boom. He explained it to me and I got it. I understand. I don't care what nobody else is saying and how it fits into the puzzle and it sounds right. I listened to the family and he said, no, it wasn't that. So I'm still not understanding what it is because I asked him and he didn't give me the answer. He just was like, I gotta go. And I'm like, okay. So sooner or later, I'm going to have to look for myself. And then I'm going to have to do some more research. I've been doing research, you guys. I know you guys think I haven't, but I've been doing research. And you guys know when I do research, I'm a more analytical type of person. It ain't what you say, it's what you don't say. It's what, they might go to the front, ask people at the protest and ask people how they feel. I want to know what's going on in Memphis. I want to know what's going on in the neighborhoods. I want to know who else know these, I say monsters monsters, so-called scorpions. And I'm going to tell you something. It hurts because it was set up and designed to oppress. I'm just being honest with you, to oppress Black people in that neighborhood. Suppress and oppress. I'm just being honest with you. It wasn't about a woman, you guys. I don't care what nobody say. It wasn't. You know why I know it wasn't about a woman? Because the father told me. And you know what? At first, I kind of just like, I don't know to believe him or not, because, kids don't tell the mama and the daddy everything. But I'm definitely going to put it up there in a high priority when I start looking at what's going on. And I can tell you what it was about, and I'll stand 110 toes down because I know I seen the beating. I seen the conversation. Why the beating? I seen how they maneuver and how they act and how they respond. This is something that's been going on for almost a year or two, but it was designed to do this, to put fear. Let me tell you something. When they put the charges on their kidnapping, do you not know what that told me. Kidnapping? The police done kidnapped somebody? They done put kidnapping in there. You know why? Because they never asked the young man for his driver's license. They never asked him for his registration. They pulled up to him in unmarked cars. Let me explain to you what just happened. Unmarked cars, that means he don't even know who this is. They didn't ask him what his name. They came up to his car, yanked him out. Didn't ask him his name. Didn't ask him what he was doing. You know, it's like it could be two things, but I don't know. One is on the shelf. And I put that like, why would you go up to a car that you don't know? But see, then you got him countered in, or cornered in. That's the word, cornered in. Like somebody go in the front, somebody go to the side, and he's just in the corner. He can't go nowhere. Somebody in the back of him. His car can't go nowhere. Then they just run up to the car. Get out the car. Boom, he just open up the door. Get out. Conversation. That's number one. Then you got the white officer that comes in on the back end of that because the black officers was already there. Do they know this young cat? He's not even from there. He's from California. He was raised in California. So he's not even a native in Memphis. So he don't have a long history of you know what I'm saying? Like being in Memphis and everything. And I can tell you this. The father said it, and I guarantee you, I seen this young cat's face. He didn't know what the heck was going on. He had no clue. He had no clue. And they like, get on the ground. And they're tasing him. See, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you right now, Officer Prescott, I'm sorry, I call him Prescott. His name is Preston. See, like I said, once I get into it, I know. Preston chased him on feet. He deployed his taser. Now, here's the thing, you guys. I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to say it, and, whether you believe it or not, but it's true. If you and I, if I come to your house, and say, let's go to the store, but we don't go to the store, we go to the bank, and I go in there, and I'm doing mischief, robbing stuff, and you come and help, or you drive the car, you know anything about it, you get the same charges I get, whether you pulled a gun, whether you walked in or not. You know what I'm saying? Evidently, you of knowledge of this criminal activity. You're involved in it, and everything that you do is enhancing the situation to whatever happens at the end. I'm just telling you like a TI is, you guys. Whatever happens at the end, you're part of that equation. Because had not you put your taser out, not only that, you're going to tell everybody, did y'all hear I deployed my taser? Did y'all hear I deployed my taser? And then gonna say, I hope they stumped his ASS. You're in agreement with it. You're not only, well, you may not be, you get some of that too. Maybe involuntarily instead of the second degree, but I guarantee you should get some charges, buddy. Preston. 26-year-old Preston. And see, that's what I'm telling y'all. When I say family, look, you know what? When you go out and you date a young man and you've got children and then you whoop that child when you're not supposed to, you're mad, you're angry, the daddy didn't come pick him up. So you hitting and beating that kid. That man sees you beating the kid, so the man think it's okay to beat the kid too. So when you're not around, he's treating your child worse than you because he's like, she don't care. So, she can't say nothing to me because she doesn't do. When the guy said, I hope they stump his A, he knew if they caught this young cat, they was going to do it. He was chasing him. He deployed his taser, whatever he did. These people, these officers are monsters. I won't call them scorpions because you know what? Even the name tells you that was not a good unit. Scorpions. Okay, let's define scorpion. Let's just define it. Define scorpion.
According to Defense Pest Control, the easiest way to find hidden scorpions is by searching them out with an ultraviolet blacklight. Turn off the lights after the sun has gone down, and shine the blacklight on piles of linens, in your pantry, and other dark and quiet places scorpions may be hiding.
This is, I don't know if y'all heard it. I had it on low or it wasn't that loud, but it says the easiest way to find hidden scorpions is by searching them out with an ultraviolet light, black light. Turn off the light after the sun has gone down and shine the black light on piles of linen in the pantry and other dark and quiet places scorpions may be hiding. But I was looking for something else. I was looking for the definition. That's what I was looking for. The definition of scorpions.
Here's the definition of scorpion. A terrestrial arachnid with pincers similar to those of a lobster and a venomous sting at the end of its jointed tail, which it can hold curved over its back. Most kinds live in tropical and subtropical areas.
Wow. Wow. Their sting at the end of the jointed tail. And it tells you a lot. And I'm just saying. Pearls of Wisdom says the MPD been having this type of corruption in this city. Then they try to cover it up, the last 2 officers that was let go. Yeah, they need to get it too. They really do. I don't care. This mama, you know what? The meaning of scorpion is any of its order. Okay? They have this elongated body in a narrow. Let me see. They live in hot, dry areas and have a long body and curved tail with a poisonous sting. Now, we know all of that. We know all of that. But they named it scorpion because that's what it was going to do. They were already had the green light to do whatever they wanted to do. So they came in there with force and they didn't care. They thinking, oh, we done did this and we got away with it. They've been taking people's drugs. They think everybody black is on drugs. She says it's been going on with those officers they named themselves. I thought that the chief of police named them Scorpion, and she had another group called the Ones or the something before. And they had killed somebody. So everything that we said in the last couple of weeks, we've been right on task. We've been right on task, family. It's just crazy. This is crazy. And when I seen that they didn't ask for his name, they didn't ask him to get out anything, he's like, what did I do? I wasn't even looking at the car to see if the signal light was on. The daddy, I almost said Papa. The daddy said the signal light was on and he was already at a stop. They just whipped in on him like boom, boom, boom. And they just pull you out the car. How would you like for somebody to do you like that? Just think about it. You pull up at a light, you going to the store or you on your way home. And all of a sudden, one comes to the side, one comes in front, one's in the back. And then they run up to your car. One on one side of the door, one on the other side of the door, and then they just open up the door and pull you out and then bang you on the floor. Wrong, wrong, wrong. All of that is wrong. Anything after that is wrong. Everything at the beginning is wrong. And anybody that's included in that wrongness should be charged. Period. Period, period, period. That's all I got to say. Black, white, pink, purple, brown, green, all over. I don't care. Charge them all. Why do you want to just have your scapegoats being because they're black? You don't think the black community is going to say anything? No. I'm going to tell you what the black community going to say. The black community going to say, you know what? Charge him. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You know what I'm saying? Charge him. I mean, if we don't want you to do it, we definitely don't want them doing it, because here's at the bottom line. I guarantee you, it's a slave type of mentality. Here's the thing. If the white master don't whoop us, the black master's aid or helper whoop us harder. I told you guys, I've dealt with people like this as I was going in my career, moving up, even in school, even in my jobs. They were the black community people, and it's just the way it is. They were harder on me than any other race. They were. They let me know. I'm like, I didn't ask you to lie for me, steal for me, to help me. Just treat me equal. Don't treat them better than me. Treat me equal. If y'all going out to eat, I want to go out to eat too. You know, because I ain't no dummy. Excuse me. I still got this little cold. I can rock with the best of them. I ain't saying I'm smart, you know. I still have blocks when words come. I can't figure them out or remember them, or, you know, they just disappear. That's got to do with all of what I went through. You guys know the story. But, and I ain't going to talk about back then, because what I'm saying is I can hold my own. I don't need nobody to help me do nothing. Just treat me equal. You're not going to go pull Brad and Tom out the car like that. You're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do that. So you pick on the less and the unfortunate, and you oppress them even more. Not that we already oppressed in the situation being in this world. And I'm just keeping it real. Some of you know your ancestors, some of you don't. Some of you come from slaves, some of you didn't. Some of you don't even know where you came from, because everybody's name is Johnson and Phillips and Smith and Williams and that was your slave master's name. So you don't really know. But I'm just saying. We all know that stuff. So what I'm saying is, even though that this happened, and then we seen the George Floyd, we seen the Breonna thing, we seen Michael Brown, whatever his name was, down there in St. Louis, because that's my home right there. But, you know, and it's just another day. And then, you know, I seen the funeral. It was nice. I really enjoyed Al Sharpton speaking. I didn't get to see all of it because I don't really like funeral things, but you know, you guys, I hope you guys did look at it and see it. I don't know what all the dancing was, but I guess a celebration or whatever or something. But I was so happy to see that Camille, is her name Camille Harris, the vice president of the United States, was there, standing in solidarity with the mom. You know what I'm saying? Like being there, supporting her. And that right there was so beautiful, that she, being the vice president of the world, well, the United States, because not the world, you know what I'm saying? There's other presidents in different countries, but in the United States, she is the vice president. She's the second person in command. And not only that, she's somewhat of color. I don't know if she's all, but it is what it is. But what I'm saying is, it really, people always say it do got something to do with color. And it does, you guys. Let's not just milk the cow and then don't drink the milk. You know what I'm saying? It do. So, it makes people angry to see that they put all these black men in a group, call them a unit, call it Scorpion, call it the death trap, call it what you want to call it, and gave them the green light to go oppress their people. Because they wasn't oppressing white people or brown people or Asian or green people. Other people is now coming out saying they stopped me a month ago before this, and I turned in this and it got dismissed, and I did this. Had somebody listen, or when people put in their complaints, it would have went somewhere. They know it ain't gonna go nowhere because you ain't got no money. They can take any black person out of their car and ain't nothing you can do about it because you ain't got no money. You don't know no lawyers, and the chief of police is going to get it dismissed. Or guess what? They are going to, guess what? Come back to you, find you, threaten you, pull you out the car, take your kids. They had that kind of power. If you even said something, you were going to get it. So when this thing boils over, I don't know if this young lad seen something, knew somebody told him something, or they were just shaking everybody for drugs. But it's 1, 2, or 3, or the other, all above. It ain't got nothing to do with no woman. This ain't got nothing to do with no woman. I don't believe that at all whatsoever. This was a lot of, and people's like, oh, it was just so violent. Yeah. Ain't got nothing to do with no woman. If it did have something to do with a woman, because we don't know, maybe he walked somebody to the car. But I guarantee you, if Daddy said he wasn't interested in no girls at work, I guarantee you he wasn't interested in no girls at work. I'm going to let you know. Men talk. Males talk to each other. They like to and she looked at me and and I get to go over there and I got a little kiss and I held her hand or whatever. And Daddy will know. My husband is not the father of my children, and my son and him have a good relationship, and he'll stand 10 toes. Things my son ain't going to tell me when they look. Like the other day, my son was over here, and I told Mr. Wells, my son is pretty much the same age as their son. So I don't even want to imagine. I'm not even going to try to imagine. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. But I said, something about the young lady everybody was talking about the officer took a picture. He did. He probably did. I don't know if he did. It don't matter if he did or if he didn't. I mean, there was a sky cam up there. They put them up there for the crime that they're supposed to be making sure don't happen, but they're making it happen. You know what I'm saying? And they make a situation and then sit back and start crying wolf. Oh, I got stuff in my eye and I lost my flashlight and I need some aid and I can't see and it's stinging and it's burning. This man, literally, I'm gonna tell you something. And I don't know if you guys understand this. If you understand what I'm saying, then put a 3 in the chat. But they say on the news, and can't nobody tell me nothing different because I'm doing what I do. But he got stopped on the 7th and he died on the 9th or 7th, whatever. But he died 3 days later. That man was already gone, you guys. You hear me? Because when the doctor called the mama and said, "Why you not at the hospital?" That's not at the hospital because you got to be on the side of his bed. That's because he's already gone. They just got him on life support. They got the machine working his body to function, to breathe, but he's already gone. They're making it seem like it took him 3 days. They really worked on him and da-da-da-da-da. He was gone already, you guys. And you can't tell me nothing different. When that mama felt that pain, she didn't just feel pain. She felt the pain of his spirit leaving. And he was trying to get home. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to scream mama because he thinking he close enough. If he screamed loud enough, she can hear him. And you know what? We looked at the case on Shenquella. This ain't got nothing. Shenquella case ain't got nothing on compared. Because Shenquella case, and I'm not comparing because death is death and hurt and injury is all. But I'm saying, like, those were kids. And kids are rambunctious and they do things and they just do things and then they don't know what the results of their actions is. They look at cartoons and they play games and stuff. But adults that has kids that supposed to provide support and protection, they knew better. They were walking up to him, kicking him in the head, you guys. I kid you not, I've seen it for myself. Like it was a football. I couldn't move. I just sat here. Nothing come out of my mouth. And this is the kind of world we living in. And then, see, we seen what happened to George Floyd. They just put the knee on the neck. This was violent. This was intentional. You guys. I kid you not, it was. Now, I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to sit there and say they wanted to kill him. But they was willing to do bodily harm. And you know what? They were mad. They were mad because, and I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. They just wanted him to just lay down and get the beating and know who they is. I'm the master's aide. Nig, don't run. Ninja, don't you run. Because Master done gave me the green light. And so even if you want to say something about these 5 officers, and you know what, I'm all for 100%, but you're going to have to go up that totem pole, because if the 5 officers did something of this nature and we seen it for ourselves, and they did, you guys, somebody allow them to do it. Because people just, not everybody on it, even when EMS or the paramedics came, they were everybody in on it. Don't go help him. Let him lay there and die. 20 minutes later, nobody's giving him aid. This is something they did all the time. If everybody knew their position, don't say nothing, don't look, guess what? The supervisor was there. It didn't even get out the freaking car. Did y'all read that? The supervisor was there and didn't even get out the car. They're terrorists. That's what they are. They're terrorists. They're terrorists, and they did a terrorist act. And now, and here's the thing, and I'm just gonna tell you something. Just like on the George Floyd and all these other ones and Michael Brown, it gets us all in an uproar. But keep your eyes open, because while we're looking at that, other stuff is going on. They're just in the same age range. The young lad that passed, he was like 29. The white guy Preston, he's 26. And let's look at some of the officers and stuff. Let me see here. Let me see real quick. The officers that beat Tyre. Hold on. Okay. The 5 officers, Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin, Desmond Miles, and Justin Smith have been charged with multiple felonies. They include second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, told you, and official misconduct, and official oppression. I told you guys this was nothing but oppression. Oppression. The 6th U.S. police officer fired over beating death. So I guess there's 6 of them now that's fired. Who were the officers that killed Tyre? Why did the officers beat Tyre? Let's just see what they say. Was beaten after police stopped him. They said it was a traffic violation. And they've been looking for this traffic violation. I ain't seen none. Video released after pressure. They held him down and repeatedly punching, kicking, and striking him with a baton as he screamed for his mother. What was let me see. They disband. And then here's the thing, you guys. I want you guys to understand the words that how they speak about this scorpion. Disband. Disband. It was 9. It was 9 what? Andrea, it was 9. They disband the unit. Okay, hold on. If you got a group called, let's see, the Pilgrims, and the Pilgrims went out and did something dirty, so they want you to stop this group of called Pilgrims. I mean, we would just say something like, just stop or quit or whatever. They disband the unit. I'm going to tell you guys something. That's because, like I said, it was designed to do the oppression and stuff. Disband. I hate when they say that word, disband. Disband. Okay. I'm just telling you, certain words, you got to look. You got to look. Citing the horrendous actions of a few, the police chief reversed an earlier position. Because at first she was like, I'm not going, we're going to continue with the Scorpion unit. It's a good unit. It has did some good things. That's what she said at first. Now she would keep the so-called Scorpion unit intact. That's what she wanted to do. Then she comes on there because she don't want to go to jail herself. So the protesters started protesting the beating of Tyre. And on Saturday, they're saying it's a cloud of dishonor because now you guys have seen the released video and now she's just appalled. She's seen it before we seen it and she was still acting ignorant. Oh, whatever. Her name is CJ. The police director that acted a day after the horrific video emerged. I'm just telling y'all the truth. Everybody's like, I can command her. Oh, she need to go to jail too, because she already knew. She already knew. You can't tell me you didn't know. You just can't. I don't care. She said she had listened to Nichols' relatives, community leaders, and uninvolved officers in making the decision. You already seen the video and you couldn't make that decision to disband this thing and tear it up. You shouldn't even not only want to be associated with it, you should not even, oh my God. Let me tell you something. If you have a group of kids, and yeah, that's what they call them, a gang. But if you have a group of kids and they call themselves the pencils, and the pencils went out, raped, beat, and strangled and murdered a 72-year-old white woman, y'all would tear it up. You wouldn't have to go listen to the relatives and the community leaders and the officers. You see that, and this is your group. You be like, now we can go snatch some purses. We can go, go smoke a little this or a little that. But y'all done did the utmost. No, we're done. Get out of here. We done. Because y'all foolish. You need somebody to talk you into disbanding something of this nature. If that's what you need, that tells me you are part of the equation. Period, point blank. Thank you, Marsha. Thank you, Marsha. That's right. She was a part of it. Thank you. It took the release of the video. Miss Dee says further investigation. All personnel is on the scene, referring to the horrendous act of a few that dishonored the unit. Davis reversed an earlier statement that she would keep the unit intact. She said it was imperative that the department take proactive steps in the healing process. Get out of here. You don't even need a job. You should not work no more in Memphis, in Kentucky, in China, in Uganda. You get out of here. If you're putting together stuff like this, you need some time in jail yourself. She does. Because you can't tell me you don't know. You can't tell me that people did not reach out and try to tell you what was going on. And how you going to sit there and say this unit has did good work when one innocent person is gone, their whole generation is wiped out. You understand what I'm saying? No more. He's got one child. That means every seed that he was supposed to put out there is gone. It's gone. And somebody had to talk you into disbanding something. You better be glad I'm not the mama, because you couldn't even talk to me and offer your condolences and all of this other stuff. I would have you up on charges too, because I know good and well you knew what was going on. You knew these young men had gotten really out there, and you wanted them to. That's why when the one guy, Preston, said, I hope they stump his ass. You know what? Because he already know if they catch him, that's what they're going to do. That's why when EMS and them came and they knew who it was, they're the Scorpion unit. They were making a name for themselves. Nobody gonna touch, nobody gonna say nothing. They was putting fear in everybody. I'm gonna tell you guys something. It's in the best interest of all to permanently deactivate. You guys hear that? Disband, deactivate. You guys are not understanding when they say these words what that means. The Scorpion unit. She said it in a written statement. She said the officers currently assigned to the unit agreed. The unit has 3 teams of about 30 officers who target violent offenders in areas by high crime. It had been inactive since Nichols of January the 7th. Scorpion stands for street crimes, operations to restore peace in our neighborhoods. It didn't do that. Those officers wasn't standing for street crime. They was the street crime. Operation, yeah, they had an operation all right. To restore, they was tearing up. They were making, there was a guy in our town, you guys, and I worked with him, and he was a reserved firefighter, and he had been awarded a couple of awards. One day he was just driving down the street or something, and I guess he seen a house on fire, and he went to the house and he called 911 and got the fire department to come out there and the police or whatever. But he ran into this building that was on fire, and he got the people out the building. They gave him awards and GoFundMes and stuff, and then guess what? It happened again. And he was he's just a reserve firefighter. But it happened again. Not the same situation, but somewhat like it. I can't remember what it was. And he was in the paper again. I worked with him. And he was telling everybody how he did this and how he did that. And he was there and he didn't know this. And do you know they found out that he started those fires? He started those fires, and then now he was the hero. He was the hero. He put people's life in danger to say, look what I did. I helped you. When people be telling me all the time, I'm just trying to help you, I tell them to get out of here. I didn't ask for your help. Because you know what? You're not helping me. I was quitting this job. This job was just sending me to Timbuktu and here and there and all this other stuff. Gave my job to somebody else. Told me that my car wasn't making it or whatever. And it wasn't at the beginning, but I already had it taken care of. But then they was tripping with me. And then they was like, well, we're going to find you another client or whatever. I was like, okay, I already had put in my other applications, other places, and got another job or whatever. So they called me up and they was like, hey, we got you a job. We got you 2 clients for the price of 1. So you're going to pay me. You're going to pay me the same amount, but now I got 2 clients instead of 1. Make it make sense. But not only that, it's farther than where I was going. And you were talking about my car. And they was like, but we don't want you to lose your money. We're trying to make sure, we're trying to help you because we don't want you to lose your money. Don't help me no more. Get out of here. Leave me alone. I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. So when people be like, oh, I'm helping you. Oh, I see it all the time. I'm seeing it right now at my job. They be helping me. I tell them to get out of here. I don't want your help. If this is help, just leave me alone. Just get out of here. She says, help me out. I can't remember the scripture that talks about scorpions. Okay, let's try to look it up real quick. Let me see. The scripture in the Bible about scorpions.
power like that of scorpions of the earth. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any plant or tree, but only those people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads.
Did you hear it? I don't know if you guys heard it, but she said, and out of the smoke locusts came down upon the earth and were given power like that of scorpions of the earth. They were told not to harm the grass of the earth or any plant of tree, but only those people who did not have the seal of God on their foreheads. Is Revelations 9 in the new in the NIV. She said Luke 10:19, Luke 10:19, the Bible.
According to USCCB 19, behold, I have given you the power to tread upon serpents and scorpions and upon the full force of the enemy, and nothing will harm you. 20, nevertheless, do not rejoice because the spirits are subject to you, but rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Praise of the Father.
Behold, this is Luke 10:19. Behold, I have given you the power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, and upon the full force of the enemy, and nothing will harm you. Nevertheless, do not rejoice because the spirits are subject to you, but rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Praise of the Father. I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions. So I don't know. I think, and I'm looking to see if there's any more, you guys. Yeah. How many other groups like that are out there? I wonder, Mary says. Well, Mary, there's other groups. And they don't tell us what these groups are named or whatever. But when they make a big name for themselves like that, then they come out and say, oh, we had a big, you know why you ain't heard nothing big? Like some real big, bus where like, 50 million kilos, $50 million worth of, drugs off the street, because they done took the stuff and they circling it out there. They their own product of oppression. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I know what I'm saying. Look, if they found something like that, like a whole bedroom full of number kilos or whatever, they wouldn't turn it in. They would have took that stuff home, split it up, and had their homeboys selling it, and wouldn't let nobody touch their homeboys that's got a house over here oppressing the people with, like I just said, the fireman, the reserve fireman. You know what I'm saying? So they're making money over here. They give you the product. They got some homeboy over here that they give the product to, because they can't just sell it. So they give it to homeboy over here, knowing that he's he's a drug man or whatever. And he say, okay, you're gonna sell your stuff, sell my stuff, or whatever, or you sell it, and I'm gonna help you out. You're gonna be big, man. This is why when you have drug dealers, y'all, and I kid you not, I know how this works. Because remember, I told you I had this really good friend that, like, he was huge in everything. And I mean, he still is, but he's out now. He's out of prison. But his mama was the sheriff in town. You think they didn't know what her son was doing? And he was protected. He knew when it was coming. It just so happened he went out of his range. Sometimes big person got to go down. But I'm just telling y'all, you think they don't know? They know. It's like, oh, I had to watch the video. You didn't have to watch the video. You knew. You already know. Trust me. It was not a secret. It's like, matter of fact, people would be like, how is they getting away with that? And so what the mom do when they finally got busted, because they didn't know who they busted. They went out of their range and got busted. They knew They didn't even do as much time. I better shut up because the family actually do come on this channel sometimes. So whatever. I mean, they ain't gonna do nothing to me, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Everybody know what it is. This water sure is good. Anyway, you guys, I've been on here way longer than what I wanted to be on here. And we talked about a lot of stuff. I just want to talk, but the thing about it is, if you haven't went and seen it, and I'm just gonna tell you, you do yourself a service and go look. I'm not gonna tell you not to go look. I'm gonna say, if you haven't seen it, you need to, because you really need to get the gist of what really happened. You really need to understand how unbelievable these people reacted when they stopped this kid. It's just like, he's driving down the street. He's stopping at a stoplight. Choo, choo. Get out the car. Pull him out. What did I do? What did I do? I'm going to tase you. Don't you move. He gets up and run. They chasing him. You think that even though that Preston came later, he's a part of that. And the new guy that came up that said, hey, these are the same people that did me like this a month prior to this. Guess what? Preston was a part of that equation then too. This is why I'm telling y'all, this is what they do. They go shake people down, get their money, get their drugs, get fear in the people. Because we had a bad cop here. We call him Dirty Harry. He put a lot of drug dealers in business. And you knew not to touch those. Yeah. They got to keep the money. They're going to keep the money and the profit. The money. Miss Diddy says, yeah, this unit confiscated about $103,000 in their arrest time in 1 year. 103,000. Okay. That's not a lot. Or is that 103,000 or 103 million? Am I reading that right? Because I see 6 figures. I wonder if the DOJ is investigating internal affairs in Memphis. They got to. They have white groups also. Oh, yes, of course. Let me tell you something. But this was to oppress the Black community. Let me tell you something that's really, really funny. So, and this just happened at this new job that I'm at, you guys. I tell y'all stuff like this because I see it. And it bothers me somewhat. So, you know what I do for a living. I'm a nurse, whatever. And so I'm new at this facility. I've never worked in geriatrics before. It's totally different. I got to take refresher classes and stuff because I just never have. And it's different from pediatrics and stuff of that nature. Everything is different, totally everything. And you just can't just walk in and just because you're a nurse, go from this field to that field. I mean, it's a hard transfer, but if you just take it easy or whatever. But so I didn't know something. Oh, so it wasn't even no procedures or anything of that. It was just basically how they section off one hall from another hall. So I went to a CNA and I said, could you go check on this resident? And she was like, no, they're not our resident. I said, well, we're hall 1 and 2, right? And instead of her saying something to me, it was a young lady. She went to the biggest black woman, big loudmouth black woman. And she come down the hall and she walking behind her. And she said, Sonny, we don't do that hall over there. I mean, I know that's part of 3 or whatever, but it's so we're going by the people, but we don't do that hall over there. And the young little white lady, young lady, she was standing behind her, like, tell her something, tell her. I can tell you right now, as of today, the black lady, she no longer worked there. Did you hear me? I didn't have to do anything, but I did put my words in on some equations. You see what I'm saying? Because I guess she was supposed to put the fear in me with her loud mouth. But the young white chick, she stood behind her like, yeah, she didn't know this. No, I did not know. When they say you're hall 1 and you're hall 3, then I'm thinking you're all hall 1 and hall 3. But what they did, they had hall 1, then you hall 3 to a certain area for the nurses, but the CNAs only, because they're splitting up this, and it made no sense because whoever was doing that, they really did not know what they're doing. It just, you're making it hard. One day, you know what? You're going to have 30 residents. The other day, you're going to have 28. Don't do that. If you got a hall, do the whole hall. It doesn't make sense. They do things backwards because they're trying to do things new, and there's nothing new under the sun. So they're trying to like, yeah, I figured that out. You make it difficult when a person's supposed to be able to come in off the street and manage in that position well. And when they can't, that's because you don't have it set up the way it's supposed to. That goes for doctors, nurses, and CNAs. Just like you and I. We'll go buy a cookbook. And if they wrote it right, you will be able to cook the same thing that they cook. Only thing you have to do is follow the instructions. You can't have instructions and then, but you got all other stuff you're doing, but it's not even in the instructions. So if the book calls for 1 cup of flour, 2 cups of sugar, I'm going to come in and put 1 cup of flour, 2 cups of sugar. Then you got Sally over here saying, no, we're going to put a spoon of peanut butter in it. I'm not supposed to know that. But then you had the young white girl behind her, scared to say something to me. So she go get Big Mama, and Big Mama got big mouth that she going to put me in my place. Well, Big Mama no longer there. That's what usually happens. This is what's happening to the Scorpion group. They're in there doing the dirty work, keeping drugs on the street. I'm just telling y'all, they ain't going to tell y'all that, but that's what they're doing. Oppressing the people in Memphis, terrorizing them, kidnapping them, killing them, and then saying that unit did it. No, you all are engaged in it. All of you. The whole police department. I'm finna get out of here because they'll be like, we're coming to Kansas. You come right on. I don't care. I'm just telling you the truth. They're all part of it. Quit talking about this girl and a baby and all of that, because the father already said what it was. He didn't have to tell me what it was. It's about money, drugs, and power. And anytime you look at criminal act like this, well, it's violent like this, is power, money, and drugs, you guys. That's all it is. Ain't about no woman. Ain't okay. I'ma say this. It was told to me. I'ma say it. Y'all, I done said it in a nice way, but now I say it in another way. There's some children that don't engage in black relationships. They just don't. And it's probably how they were raised and what they like, their preference is. Ain't nothing wrong with it. My son does it, my daughter does it, and everybody else's kids do it too. So I asked the father, could it be a woman? He said, only but the black women works at FedEx. He's not interested in that. That's your answer. He's not. And when they're not, I guarantee you they're not. They're not. Their preference is what it is. Like black girls, they only want hood men. They want the men with the sagging in the pants and the dropping in the cars and the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, some of the black men, they like the white women because they're nice and they're submissive and they help and whatever. That's their preference, and it's okay. We're gonna tell the truth over here. I don't care. We just tell the truth. Ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. That's what it is. Nobody don't like it, you know. We all got we know what we can do. She said, yeah, it is, SP. I did geriatrics for many years. It's hard work. Yeah, it is. Anyway, you guys, they got another class for me. I don't know. I think they said it was on the 12th or the 13th. I don't know when it is. I'm going to take every class it is. And by the way, I mean, there's some things I'm not going to tell you guys, but, you know, just remember, I've got a full plate right now going on. And Diesel did go to the doctor over the weekend because they thought it was best that he come to the doctor over the weekend because he's a big bully. I'm just going to tell you what they're not going to say to me. But so I took Diesel to the doctor this weekend and he bullied some more dogs. And so we had to, he broke his leash and they're saying he's huge and he's growing. He's huge. He's only but 7 months and he's healthy as a horse. He looks like a horse. In the kennel that we did get him, we got to get him another kennel. And I don't even know if they make bigger kennels. Because now he puts his head down when he gets in his kennel. But I will share with you what happened. Like I said, he got out of hand at the doctor. We got to put a muzzle on him. When they give him his shot, he got his... I can't remember what the shot was called now, but... I can't remember what the shot was. I got to go get the paper, but it was his last shot on that one. So he's good with his shots and his rabies and all of that. But the last time he was in the doctor's office, he tried to bite the doctor. So she was like, oh, so I brought the muzzle, put it on him. And then he acted like he had some sense. So took off the muzzle and he went crazy in there. He went crazy. He was like, you don't ever do that again. And you know what they said? Oh, let's keep him in here and don't take him back out there in the lobby. And we'll just keep them in here and you can pay us in here. They didn't even set up another date for him because they're like, he's all over the place. The doctor told me I need to get him in another class again because his behavior is wild. He sees people and he loves people, but he do not like other dogs. And they're like, roo, roo, roo. And Diesel's like, roo, roo. And he's tearing at him. And I couldn't even hold him. And he broke the leash. And I mean, I'm literally holding him and he's choking himself. And he's like, because I am literally choking this dog and he don't care. He won't at him. And had he broke that little dog would have been some ground beef. Anyway, you guys, that's what happened over the weekend. And I'm just exhausted from it all. Yeah. And I got to find him another kennel because he cannot fit this kennel. This kennel is too small for him. We just got this kennel maybe a month ago, maybe 2 months, not even 2 months. And he's outgrown 2 kennels. I told Papa, we just gonna, I don't know, like, we just gonna have to build a room because I don't know if I want a whole human cage in the house. You guys understand what I'm saying? Because the kennel is that big. The kennel is bigger than your dining room table, and he's too big for it. So I didn't know Diesel was going to grow this huge, but he is huge. I know you guys can't see it when we're on camera, but he is huge. When he jumps on Papa, he knocks Papa down. And Papa be ready to fight. I be like, he just playing. Anyway, you guys, yeah, I'm going to get off of here. And I will see you guys Wednesday. And let's just look at this before we get out of here. I will see you guys Wednesday. And we're going to have an open panel. I'm still going to be on here like this, but I should be having my hair done. And it looks like it's running fine as long as I don't have my camera on. And so that's telling me it's taking a lot of my megabytes or whatever. So I'm going to try to take some more stuff out because it's working fine. All right. Bye.